Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So we got time. I need to talk about this. This grown $double men arguing with women. And I'm not going to be no hypocrite. I've fallen prey to this many times, man. But what's weird is I wasn't doing this that much. In my younger years before I got married, I would do them like this. Any chick that was trying to argue with me too much wasn't going for it. Now, a couple times I hopped on women, got on their heels, but I wasn't going for them doing it to me. You gotta realize, man, I learned the hard way who you are and all your wisdom, characteristics, and traits that you have before any particular relationship that you get in, you're supposed to keep. Man, I can't even count how many arguments I had. And it's almost like the other day, another one was finna brew. I just waved my hand like, finna keep doing that, man. That's childish. It's childish, man. Arguing with a woman is to say that she's the only woman in the world. Whatever decisions you make, pass or fail, sink or swim, success or no success, you supposed to go with the flow, and she's supposed to either help you or be quiet. Be quiet. Like, every now and then they gotta say something to us because we don't always make the right decision. I'll admit it. But most of these women ain't gotta say all that stuff they be saying. Because what a lot of them do is they'll get to hurling insults at you, and then when you hurl them back at them, they either cry or they be in their feelings. I'm going to tell you something. This is another reason why a lot of divorce is happening, because these women be challenging these men, arguing, getting all up in their face, and then these guys be hopping on their heels and they be resenting them from that point. They be holding grudges. I think that's one of the things, in fact, I know that's one of the things that cause problems, because what happens is, what do women do when they get mad at men? What do they do? What's the number one thing they gonna do? Number one and number two. And number three. We'll rate them. 1, 2, 3. Number one, they gonna withhold sex. And keep in mind, sometimes they are the only woman that a guy deals with. So if they holding a grudge for years and they not having sex with them, what you expect them to do? For 2, they flirt around with other guys to try to get their lick back. And 3, they actually cheat, emotionally or physically. So that's all the more reason not to even argue with them, because once you get into this thing where you arguing with them, you setting yourself up. This is why you don't get married, or you wait for a long time. You be patient. You get to know who this chick really is. You got to see her under fire. You got to see her with pressure on her. You got to see them. You can't marry nobody that ain't never had pressure on them. That ain't never, looked at you in a negative light, because she will look at you in a negative light eventually. You want to see it before you commit to her. Otherwise, you're going to end up like me, not knowing exactly what's going to happen. Like, I got books on hold. I got all type of stuff that I'm just not doing. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Because I got to see what's finna happen with this. I got to see what's finna happen with this. What I look like. Ain't had sex over 3 years. Leave. Probably had sex with the next dude the same day, same week, or something like that. And I still got to pay her out of all my successes. I thought about this, and I said, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put all this stuff on hold. I'm gonna put it on hold. Not gonna do it. Not gonna talk about it. If I did it, like any business that I did, I'm not doing it under, well, I ain't gonna talk too much on here. That's why business is on hold, everything on hold. I'm not finna split with a chick that's getting split by another dude. Just not, and I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Because that's what they do. They will argue with you, and that's what we talking about, arguing. And then after arguing with you, they'll begin to resent you, begin to hold grudges against you. They'll get to this thing where they want to say the harsh thing that gets under your skin. If you to that point, you already know your relationship is over. Ain't nothing to work out. Ain't nothing to work out. Nothing to work out. She not following your lead. Ain't nothing to work out. What you gonna follow her lead? If you say let's go here, she say let's go there. That's a telltale sign. I don't care if you done failed 1,000 times. If you telling her let's go here and she saying let's go there, as men, we warriors, we conquerors, we more than conquerors. So we gotta be willing to face possible failure. Accept the fact that we might possibly fail. But we gotta go with our instinct, with our judgment. You can't follow no woman's lead judgment, because it's gonna be all emotion. I'm telling you, man, this is why when you break up with these women, you do not care what she does, what she says. Even before, if you know you headed that way, you gotta stop letting the things that she say get to you. You gotta stop, man, because I'm telling you, man, these chicks will be having you paying alimony, child support, splitting everything, all your accomplishments, all your accolades with them, while they do with another man who has done nothing for them what they could have did with you. And he'll be getting stuff based on money that she get because she was with you. That's why, I'm telling you, if you facing divorce, if you gonna get divorced, you can't let your kids soften you up. You gotta look at it like this is a rival right here. If she wasn't a rival, still be with her. But don't be the type of guy that's holding a grudge. Just face the fact and move on, and all your actions should be based on the fact. And the fact is, this is a rival. You don't soften her fall. You make everything, and whoever try to represent her, you make it hard for them as possible to get anything out of you. Because the system is unfair. It's unfair that these women could turn against men like this and still be compensated. It's not even fair. They need to overhaul the system. Now, some dudes need to pay, but some dudes don't. They just be dogging them up. Well, you're a man, deal with it. Nah, be fair about it. Be fair about this stuff. What I look like? Let's say you get a best-selling book, making millions of dollars. You gotta give half of it to a woman who laying up and sucking up some other dude when she held grudges against you and refused to do it with you. She's stopping herself from arguing with him, but she ain't do nothing but argue with you. You tell me that's fair. I want any of y'all to come on here and tell me that that's fair. They should be like, well, You can't deal with any other man while you're receiving compensation from him. And if you do, then we're going to stop the compensation. The new man has to compensate for you. Now, wouldn't that be more fair? Something like that? Instead of these women, they getting treated by these other dudes. And then come back and treat the dude that they treated, causing him to leave them alone some more. That's not fair. I've heard stories like I tell y'all all the time about women who would leave, move in with a dude, and he'll tell her, get out, B-I-T-C-H. And now she trying to go back and get money out of her ex-husband. I know, look, man, there's content creators on here that dealt with that. Coach Greg Adams said that's what happened with him. Other ones, I can't think of their names. Guys on here say that happened to him, like viewers. So this is among the reasons why you don't just keep arguing with them, man. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all what they gonna do. If they try to hit me for all that, I'm gonna go. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get me a little pizza job, or I'm not gonna work no job. You say you got kids, so what? I'm gonna make sure they get what they got coming. Well, you got money for this? Don't worry about what money I got. Remember all those years, all that arguing, all this, all that? Nah, don't worry about what I got. Don't worry about that. You worry about them other dudes you screwing. You fantasizing about. And that's another thing. These chicks, man, I'm telling you, they be fantasizing about other dudes. And they be getting their rocks off, and then the dude that got to provide for them and stuff, they ain't giving him none. They ain't giving him none. That's why I got moves, y'all. I got moves. But that's all I had to say.